selling yourself. So what's your story? Now I've got a challenge for you. In a moment you need to switch off this film and you need to sit down with a pen and paper or just stand up in front of the mirror and see if you can sell yourself for 3 to 5 minutes. What have you got to offer? Now if you feel comfortable doing that, good on you, because we should all be able to do it. Now lots of people say to me, oh, I don't really fancy doing that. I don't really like talking about myself. Oh, that gives me a right fright having to do that. It's professional responsibility. We all need to be able to do it. If we can't talk positively and confidently about ourselves, who's going to do it for us? Now this isn't just for interview time. If you're going for a job interview, there'll be plenty of opportunities, believe me, where people will challenge you in meetings, in working environments that you weren't expecting. So what can you do for us? So if this does put a bit of fear up you, don't worry about it. There's a solution to this. Now what I'd like you to do is to get a notebook and jot down 5 to 10 key competencies and skills that you would like other people to see in you. Write them on the left hand side, and then on the rest of the page just write down some examples of how you demonstrate these skills, these competencies, these behaviours, your strengths in your everyday work. If you're not there sure about this, talk to someone that you trust, someone you can rely on to give you some honest feedback and can help you do this, because this really is essential. Please don't say, I try and do this. Well, I think I can do this. You've got to be positive. You've got to say, I can and I do, and provide well thought out examples. So think of examples of what you've learnt recently about yourself. Perhaps you've come outside your comfort zone and how you've developed. These are all good ways to get us talking positively about ourselves. Write them down. Nobody else needs to see it, but you do need to practice these. So be prepared, because as I said, there'll be times in your career where people are going to hit you in meetings, in one-to-ones, perhaps in front of others, and they'll say, so why should we give you that job? What can you do on this? How can we rely on you? What experiences have you got? Why should we give you that opportunity? Why should we give you that promotion? You really need to be on your ball and know what you've got to offer. Remember that we're all a limited company. We sell our time, our knowledge, our experience, our wisdom and great bundles of enthusiasm. And in return we get a wage. So you've got to be able to promote your limited company, and that limited company is you. So let's move this on one step a bit further. So start to practice some examples of how you demonstrate these competencies and these skills. And then if you can, try and develop them a little bit further. Try and create stories about yourself that are easy to follow. So you can easily flow with examples, and it all just creates people seeing that you're very self-aware and you know what you're about and what you've got to offer. So I've got a couple of examples. A lot of people will often say to me, David, what can you do for us? And I will tell them, well, I can help your people to maximise their potential and to future-proof themselves and help you future-proof your business. And how I do that, I get people to understand what their qualities are, what their strengths are, which boosts self-esteem and therefore confidence. I then challenge people to go outside their comfort zone, take on learning, new skills, new experience, understand what the future holds. These people will then be able to contribute more to your business. They'll be able to add value and stay relevant and really provide a forward way of thinking in your business by enhancing and developing their own self-development. At this stage, people often say, sounds good to us, when can you start? So that's one example. Another example is people often say to me and will challenge me on my experience. So I will then explain to them, look, I've run a training and coaching business for the last 20 years. I've worked with all types of organisations and companies across all sorts of different sectors in the UK and also abroad. And what that has enabled me to do is to meet and work with, in training and coaching, some very senior business owners and some senior directors of businesses. And then I've also worked with all professions and all job titles across any organisation and business. This gives me a great understanding of how people really see their organisations, how they think about them, how they think their future could be. And it also helps me to understand what motivates them, what makes them tick. And it's amazing how many very senior people we always end up talking about this subject, self-esteem and confidence. You'd be very surprised. But we'll perhaps talk about that and imposter syndrome and those types of topics on some future videos, so stay tuned to those. So please have those examples of what you've got to offer, because as I said, there's going to be times in your career that you need to be able to talk positively about yourself, because if you can't do it, who's going to do it for you? So get your competencies, provide the examples, think about what you've learned, how you've learned, think about times you've come outside your comfort zone, and also perhaps future opportunities to come outside your comfort zone, and talk positively about yourself and create those stories so people can easily follow, and they will be able to see that you understand yourself, you've got very good self-awareness, and you know what you can offer with confidence. They're more likely want you to be involved in their future projects and businesses.